So finally we have started the TeXnic Center. Now we can go on with the first steps in LaTeX. So in order to type the commands, you have to first like a normal document, like create new file or project. New project we'll see when we are seeing the template of OvGU thesis template. Now to start on with, we create a new file and then as usual we save it. I save it here as demo 1. Now something similar to a C language where each and every program has hash include stdio.h, some header files which is absolutely necessary for the program to execute. So here what you need to always remember is all the commands of LaTeX, all the commands starts with a backslash, which is this one, and then every document when you begin, this will be indispensable. Like it should start with document class. As you can see, the auto suggestion is coming up when we started to type document class, and then on brackets the type of the document, it's article, journal, book, or whatever is the type of the document what you're writing, letter, journal, article, book. Usually it's article for our thesis and stuff. So we go on with this document class, and then comes begin document. So as you can see, when you start this, it's begin document. As you can see, it's auto typing. So if you want to take on this automatically typed version, it's easier that when you start typing in, just press Control and space together, then you get both automatically inserted. This is important, like there should be a begin document and there should be end document. If not, you will be getting an error. So such kind of small things you have to take care of. So whatever you're typing in between this begin document and end document, you will be getting it as you'll be seeing as a output in the PDF. For example, when I say like this is my first demo tutorial. So now we'll go out and check how the PDF looks. So for that we have to go to build, and before that here we can see, like in the configuration wizard, when we have started TeXnic Center for the very first time after installing, we have selected different output profiles. So you can see that here the different output profiles, what all is possible from this LaTeX, what all is possible. So we want output as PDF, so we select PDF, and you go on with build, current file, build, or build and view. So when we give build and view, we will be able to see the PDF document. Build and view, you can see the status message, and we got the PDF document finally. Here you can see this is my first demo tutorial, right? So here you can see also the page number is inserted. I did not put any specific command, as you can see here, for inserting the page number or something, but it's automatic. So this is the advantage of LaTeX. So many things are predefined, which is more professional. Okay, and so this is the PDF document. Now when we close this, here you can see the folder where we have saved this. A PDF called demo1 is automatically created. This is what we have seen right now. So this is what we have seen right now. So it's automatically created. Once you build, it's automatically created here. Once you build here, the PDF is automatically created in the folder where you have saved the text file. Okay, so this is the basics. Like this is how it works. This is the space. This is the editor where you'll be typing in and stuff. So the aim of this tutorial is mainly to give the introduction to this LaTeX and how you go on working with it. If there are any error messages, it comes here. We can see an example of that. If we go on, so all that you have to go on further, or you have to find it in the further future time period of your thesis or project, is that what comes in between this begin and end document, or what is such kind of, here you can see this is a keyword. Begin document, end document is a keyword. Similarly, you have begin equation. If you want to type a mathematical equation, then you need to have begin equation. You will get as begin equation. Again, I give control space, so it takes in automatically this keywords. So here you can see begin equation, end equation. So these are the keywords or syntax which you need to Google and search on for when you want different purposes. For your different purposes, you can Google and search on the small index syntax. What is it for equation? What is it for page reference? Or what is it for column width or something like that? Okay. So when we go on with begin equation, here you can see, for example, I say area. So whatever I type in between this begin and end equation will be appearing as a mathematical equation, like pi r square. Suppose if I type, you get r power 2 in the mathematical form. How you will be writing it? For example, I say area of the circle can be calculated as or using the formula. Then I need to enter the formula, right? This formula, I need this formula to be appearing as in the form of mathematical equation. So I enter into the equation mode, begin equation, end equation, and then I give a equal to pi r square. Okay. Now we try compiling this code. What we expect is, in the PDF we should be getting this area of the circle can be calculated using the formula a equal to pi r square, right? When we try building this, we can see we are getting error, right? Here you can see we are getting error. You can also browse through the errors using this buttons. Here it goes to the line of the error. Where is the error exactly? So here you can see the error lies in this line. Okay, and it tells what is it all about. Also, it's an undefined control sequence. So here there is no, we just have to leave a space. This was a error. So these things, it will be easy. Like when you go on working, you'll get more used to it, and then it will be much more easier for you to identify the errors. Now if we try building it, build it, you get no errors. And then even though if you give, the difference between this build and view is, in both the cases the PDF will be automatically created, but if it is build and view, the PDF will be automatically opened. That is the difference. Okay, if we give build and view, it's automatically opened, or else you have to go to the folder and then you have to double click on the PDF if you give only build. That's the difference. And then here you can see the equation number is automatically inserted, and here you're getting pi r square in the mathematical form. This is what we wanted, right? So this is how you can go on typing in the equations, and you can go on completing your report, and this is how it works. So this is a basic. Now we'll see, for this purpose, in our WIT department there is already a predefined template available. So you don't have to start from the scratch, type from the beginning. Already a predefined template is available. We'll now see how to go on working with the template. So here we have, this is the link which is also given in the NDP presentation, where you can download the ready-made template available from the electromagnetic compatibility chair, which can be used for writing the thesis report, as well as for preparing the final presentation of the thesis, as well as your non-technical project. So here these two zip files, Beamer template is for the PowerPoint presentation, the LaTeX template for the PowerPoint presentation, final presentation, and then this thesis underscore template is the template, ready-made template for the thesis report. The same template you can use for your non-technical project as well, and your integrated project as well. So just download these both, and then you have this thesis template, this zip file. So just unzip this, just close everything, and then unzip this thesis template which I have downloaded from the website, and then you have all these folders inside that. So here you can see two different variants called thesis. If you just check the extension of that, one is thesis.tcp. Okay, this is the file which you can open with TeXnic Center. Yeah, and then here you have .tex format, which is more general. So as I have told in the very beginning that there are different editors for this LaTeX. So one among that is TeXnic Center, and another one variant is TeXmaker, and then I have both installed. So this is .tx format. So this .tx format is more general, that you can open this with TeXnic Center as well as with the other editor what I've installed, the TeXmaker. Okay, the advantage, it is recommended in our chair to use this TeXnic Center. Yeah, I've told in the beginning that it's recommended by our chair to use the TeXnic Center. The reason for that is, if you just double click on this, if you just open this version of TeXnic with TeXnic Center, what happens is, here you can see a list, right? Like you have abstract, glossary, introduction, and the contents, summary, and everything is included here. In the beginning, we have created a new file for demonstration purpose. Yeah, so when you want such a all-in-one version, compact version, you will be creating a new project. We will not be doing that right now, but just for information, that if you want a all-in-one version like this, you will be creating a new project where you have included the literature references as well as everything else. So this is a project. So this template, as I have told, it's ready-made. It's available ready-made. Here you can see there is an abstract section. Just double click on this to see here. So this is the abstract, and then you have the task of your thesis, you have the declaration by the candidate, and everything else is included. Okay, but what you have to compile is, you have to compile this. Just double click on this bibliography. So here you have a document called as thesis. Yeah, this is the final version, or this is kind of the top in the hierarchy which you have to compile. If you try compiling only abstract, for example, when we try compiling only abstract, what happens? Just build it, you are getting errors, right? Why? As you have told in the beginning that you need this begin document class and end document class as structure, which is not there here. There is no begin document class here, right? It's a section, which means that this thesis is the final version which starts with begin document, and all that which has to be included is there inside this. If you see, this abstract is one section, right? That abstract you can find it here. So this document is a main document which says in which order it has to be compiled and in which order you need to see it in the PDF final output. Okay, so here you have this abstract, here you have this declaration, which is this one, declaration by the candidate. So here you have a list, then comes a table of contents, then list of figures and list of tables. So here it is all explained in a well-defined manner, right? So this is the final version which you have to compile it. So now we try build and view. It's getting compiled. These symbols are warnings. This you can ignore it, but still you'll be able to see the final PDF output. But if there are errors, you will not be able to get the final PDF output. So here we can see this is the title page. So this is the PDF doc. So this is the abstract, right? As you have seen, this is the abstract. So you can see an abstract is a brief summary of a research article, thesis, review, etc. That is what you have it here in the abstract section. When you double click on this, just close this for clarity. When you double click on this, here you can see an abstract is a brief summary of research article, thesis. So it's the same thing what you are getting it in the PDF output. So this means that when you have your own topic, your own non-technical project or integrated project or thesis topic, you have to type your abstract based on that. Yeah. So this backslash, as I have told, all the commands of LaTeX starts with backslash. The commands, direct commands. So here you see this backslash section, emphasis, cite. So these are the things which you need to Google. Small commands. You have a list of commands. I'll just show you the link also where you can download the entire list of commands. So you can use those things as a quick reference. So here if you type For example, when I type this is a demo addition to the text of the abstract, I do this, then I save it, then the file which I need to compile is again this thesis. Just make changes in each and every section of this document wherever you want as per your thesis, and then finally the file which you have to compile is this thesis. Okay, then build and view. Compile. So finally you have 0 errors, right? 0 errors. Warnings, you can ignore it. So finally you have this PDF. Here we have made a small change in the abstract. We can see that here it is added, right? This is a demo addition to the text of the abstract. So this is the advantage. And as usual, inside the same folder you have this PDF called thesis automatically created once you build the main file. Okay, so this is the main advantage of this using TeXnic Center, that you don't have to go on and change in the separate document. For example, if you use TextMaker, if you need to change the abstract, then you have to double click on this section. Here you have separate LaTeX documents, right? So you have to double click on this LaTeX document and then change the abstract and then come out, and then you have to compile this thesis. So it's kind of more tedious, as well as there are more chances that you make a mistake. But if you do that with TeXnic Center, you have all in one here. So you just have to double click here, and then and there you make the changes, and then you finally compile this thesis. Yeah. So this is the final main document which you have compiled, right? So here you can see its input settings. Yeah, there's something called as settings. If you go back to the folder where you have unzipped the thesis template, here you can see a LaTeX document called settings. If we just open with TeXnic Center the settings file, you can see here the document class is defined. What should be its A4 size, its one side, and then the headings and the font size are all defined here. It's all defined in this document. This is the reason why, for example, when we are seeing this abstract section, here we just say it's a section. We are not defining exclusively what is the font size, what is the font style, or what is the alignment. We are not defining anything here separately. Yeah, it's because it is already defined. It's all defined, and then this is more advantageous and more organized, that you don't have to each and every time do it exclusively. So if you want to make some changes, just make in this settings. For example, we already had this thesis.pdf, right? So here you can see the font size. Yeah, it's normal font, which is 12 point. So when you want to make any changes, then I make the changes in the settings file. Suppose, for example, I just double this font size. It's only here where I have to double it, and then importantly save it. And as I said, this thesis is the final document which you need to compile. Make the changes in setting, make the changes in abstract, declaration, wherever you want, and then finally compile only this thesis. Yeah, build. And it's always better or advisable to close the previous PDF before you are making any changes, and then finally open after it is finished compiling, and then view it. Okay, because sometimes if you keep this PDF, this thesis PDF, if it is already opened, then you might be getting an error. So here can you just notice the difference of the font size? Here it's like everything is 24 as we have defined there. So we did not define separately in abstract or separately to introduction or separately to this body, right? We have just defined it once and then it's taken already. This is one advantage, right? And following that, if you just see this setting, here you can see it's use package. So this will be, if there is something more difficult with LaTeX, this will be a kind of your part or your difficulty in finding what package you need to use for what. Because if you are not using the package, you might be getting an error. For example, in any programming language, just for comparison I'm telling, any programming language, if you're using a command called add, just for example, if you're using a command called add, then this compiler should know what it has to do for this particular command called add. For that, you should be loading or telling the compiler beforehand that you will be using a set of mathematical commands. Something similar like including the header files in a C program. You will be include stdio.h, standard input output.h, right? So that gives you the for printf, scanf and all those things, you have that stdio.h included. If you do not include that stdio.h, even if your when your entire program is right, you will be getting errors, right? Similar to that, here you need to include the right packages based on whatever you have used in the program. Suppose for example, you might be using we have seen that in the PPT there was uh, the PPT folder was there. I mean, like the ready-made template was available in the PPT, where there were also you can see that there are also different logos. Like in the PPT, of course, in your thesis report also, you can see there will be logos, there will be images, graphics which you need to include. So for that, you need to include the package. So here you can just, if you scroll down, you can see that a package called graphic axis included, right? So these packages, if you're not including this package, then you will not be able to include any of the images in your PDF document. This is just for example. So something like that, you need to include all the packages. Those packages are listed here. I can just show you the link where, yeah, here's just a wiki books. So here you have the list of packages and the purposes of the packages here. So here you can see, for example, it's Babel, it's for internationalization, right? It says it's for internationalization. And then this Babel, you can see it here in the beginning that we are first loading this package called Babel, right? Just for your understanding I'm telling. So like that, you need to find the package. You can just do that by googling it based on, like, as you proceed with your thesis. So for your specific task, if you need any special symbols or some special tasks to be completed, for that what package you need, you have to find it and include it here. Okay, so that is one more important thing about these packages. If you're not doing that, even though if your syntax and everything is right, you'll be getting errors, so be careful on that. And also for generating the list of references, like there is a separate short video for getting started with Citavi, but again it's recommended in our faculty to use Citavi. That if you use Citavi, even if you're using Word for your report writing, then there is a add-on for Word also, which is explained in that video. As well as here you can see in this TeXnic Center, here you can see something called as bibliographic literature, right? Those are these 4 literatures you can see here. Literature, if you just double click on that, you can see this is opening, this literature. This is the bibtex format, yeah. If you just go back to the folder where you have unzipped this, here there is a bibtex file called literature. That is what we are actually loading it here in this thesis, bibliography literature, right? That is what we are loading it here, this literature. How this bibtex file is created is, this is the list of references, yeah. You can directly insert that here in the using this set of commands, as you have seen here. This is the set of commands, or like to be in an organized way. What we are doing it, we are creating it in Citavi or Jabref. The main aim is to get the bibtex file, bibtex output file. Once you have this, have that BibTeX output file, you can use that in this LaTeX document. For that, you just see shortly how to do that. If we create a new project in Citavi, just follow project. So we create a new project in Citavi. And we get it. For enabling this feature, just go to Tools, Options, and then here you can just, this will not be by default checked, just check this text support and then make this default word processor as TeXnic Center. You have a list of things, you can select word also, as you can see in the list. When you double click on a reference, what has to happen? Insert in TeXnic Center. Just make these changes here in the Tools, Options, Citavi. Okay, just click OK, and then we have here a list of references, right? This is a BibTeX file. We can just see, we can just import that file, import. We need to import the BibTeX, right? BibTeX. So import a file. What is the file? It's a literature file. Just browse that. The BibTeX file. Here you can see the same list. Yeah, the same list what you have seen here. It's the same list, right? Just import all this. Yeah, you have this 5. Suppose if you want to add 5, all the 5, for example, add to the project, then here you can see the list here, right? The references, the quotations, you can see. So in Citavi, the same way how you are working, whatever changes you want to make, whatever set you need to add as quotation, direct quotation, indirect quotation, you make all the changes. You just do that, and then finally you can just add it in your TeXnic Center program. Here you can see an option called Cite, Insert in TeXnic Center, right? If you insert in TeXnic Center, automatically it will be inserted. Just for example, if I can show you, for example, here, just for understanding purpose, just to be clear, here I give the cursor, and then I select one book. I say Cite, Insert in TeXnic Center. Then I have it here. So actually I have, if there are two monitors, like if you can open and keep both the files simultaneously, as you can see, I just minimize this and then Cite, Insert in TeXnic Center, I get nothing here. But if you can open and keep both the files like Citavi as well as TeXnic Center simultaneously, and I keep the cursor here, so you can see Cite, Insert in TeXnic Center, I just see this writing it here, right? If I can open this and keep simultaneously, I get this. Or you can simply just copy to clipboard and then I can just paste it here in TeXnic Center, just normal paste, and I get with the command what has to be cited, right? So this is one advantage, like there is a connection between this whichever source you want to cite, then and there you can just open and keep Citavi, as well as during the time when you're writing the report you can do that parallelly. So it's like more organized. Or you can just initially make all the list of references in Citavi, and then wherever you want to cite whichever citations and whichever references, you can just do that with Cite, Insert in TeXnic Center, and then do that. It's much more advantageous, yeah. And then if you are adding any, suppose some 3 more references, okay, and then say for example you're selecting these 2, and then you need to make these 2 as a, like here how we had a separate BibTeX file called literature, you wanted a separate file, BibTeX file, then you just select only the list of references what you want or the entire list of references, and then how we have used the import command initially. Now it's like we can export this as a LaTeX file, yeah, file export, and then the two selected reference or all the references, then you can export it as a LaTeX file, yeah, save to a text file. I can just give a name called test literature, yeah, and then next, export completed successfully, yeah. If you can go back here, there is one more thing what you have created, test literature, LaTeX file is created, right? So using Citavi you can actually create the list of references what you want, a separate set of references, and then you can include, like here we have included like literature, right? We have included it like in the thesis, we have included the bibliography here, the literature, like that test literature or whatever file you are creating, you can include the entire thing, and you can cite also wherever. The citation you can see, for example, in abstract, you can see here it's like cite wiki abstract, they are citing it here, right? So if you see the literature, set of literature, here wiki abstract is here, right? So that is what we are citing it here. So if you can have the same set opened in Citavi, so here is the Wikipedia abstract, so all I have to do is just select this, cite, insert in TeXnic Center, then I get this one. So I don't have to exclusively type the entire thing. It is, I just have to insert in TeXnic Center, it just comes here and I get the citation, right? So from here, Beamer template, you can download the template, ready-made template for LaTeX template for this PPT, final presentation of your thesis as well as your non-technical project or your integrated project. So just download that, unzip it, and then here you can see. So there, like we have opened the final document, which is thesis.tcp, right? Here it's presentation.tcp. Just double click that, open with TeXnic Center. Then you will get it, the final file. So here again you have this introduction. Just double click on this introduction, body equation. So wherever you want to make the changes, you can make the changes and then finally compile it. The compiling procedure is same like before, building view. So you get this final PDF, right? So this is a presentation. So here you can see the logos are there, like EMB logo, and then the university logo, and then here, for example, this figure of logo of the university. So all these things you can find it here. It's just for your understanding, I'm telling like this for comparison. So inside these figures you can see this uni logo. It is there as a, it's already available, and this uni logo is the name of the file which you can find it, for example, you can find it, for example, in under these figures. So initially there is introduction, and then it just says the text. So this item tells, I mean, it means that it's kind of a list of items, and then you have the equations like a square math mode, and then comes the figures, yeah. So here there is a file name called as uni logo, which is what we inserted here. That is the file name we have seen here, right? It's a file name. So similar to that, you have this logos, which is we have seen. So what does this mean, this EMV, which is here, this part? So what does this mean is like it's all predefined. You can just have it as a separate files, and then wherever you need you can include it just in the command here, yeah. And then this part says in the PDF here you can see it's a sign, yeah. But here in the folder, if you check, you will not be having any in this folders, you will not be having any JPEG image or PDF of this image. So this is actually generated. If you just go to this set of codes, it is actually the sine wave is actually generated in this part of code. So that is also possible, like you can directly insert it or you can generate it actually there live. Yeah. So and then this is a table, and then you have this list items again. Here you can see it's again item, which means a list item. So this backslash item is a keyword for listing it. So this you need to find out. This kind of simple, you can find it in the quick reference, some 10-15 pages document where there is all list of all commands and stuff. You can do it there. So this is the PDF. So this is already readily available. So only thing is, like, you have to just make or include as per your presentation the wordings there, and then you are done. So this link, from this link you can just download. It's also given in the non-technical project presentation seminar. So this kind of a list of commands. So here if you see, it's kind of something like some 15 pages, 14-15 pages document where you have the symbols and commands, list of commands, what command you have to use. For example, here you see, so like if you want to use this symbol, then you need to use this command, like, and you should be in math mode. For that you need to define this math package. Yeah, use this math package like that. Here you have the list of commands, and then from this link you can get that, and then from this link it's kind of more extensive document. It's like comprehensive LaTeX symbol list. Here you can see, as I've told, if you want to use different symbols like this triangle, rectangle, and so for all these symbols, what you need to, what are the commands? Yeah, it's all given here. This is much more extensive, and then it's a complete list of commands. So maybe just for your information, so that later when you want, so here for example for your digital electronics, if you need the gates, it's all there. So this just for your information, so that later when you need it, you can just go and refer it quickly. Yeah.